So I was watching some of my old videos and I found one from 15 years ago where I talked about having sent this email message to my future self. This is it, and why yes, thank you. I did print it out and age it like a pirate's manuscript. Because let's face it, I sent this email in my early 20s and that basically feels like ancient history. Now in the video, which I'll link to, one of the examples I gave was this website, futureme.org, which lets you type in an email to yourself, set a date far off into the future, and they'll send you that email from your past self to your future self on that date that you've chosen. So I typed up this email, set a date in the future. Well, I'm here today to report I forgot all about it. Yay. And then it arrived and it actually had quite a big emotional impact on me. Seeing this old video of mine recently prompted me to go back and look up the email, and it was really interesting reading it as my 37-year-old self. So I wanted to share with you all because that's what I do. Thought it would be really funny. It's actually a little bit more poignant than I thought it was going to be. I might have aged this slightly too well. Lots of it is illegible. But here we go. Dear future Neil. Oh, I think my voice just broke. As I type this, it is a rainy August evening. Frasier is playing on the telly, and I can't think of anything particularly profound to say. I hope you're happy. And not happy like I am, but truly and absolutely. I hope the little niggling things that gnaw at you are gone. You know what they are. I hope that maybe you don't. Okay, so that's getting real deep real quick, and I'm not entirely sure what I meant, but we'll return to this idea of inner trauma later in the letter. I hope you're fulfilled. You're well on your way to that, or so it seems at the moment. But I always slightly worry that my interest in maths will plateau and I'll just get bored. It wasn't so much that I got bored, but math didn't necessarily work out for me in the way that I thought it would. I was doing a PhD, I was in grad school, moved to the US to do a postdoc. It seemed like things were going really great. Back then, I would just have been starting a grad school and all that was ahead of me. While I still work in math education today, it's not necessarily what 22-year-old Neil was imagining. I don't think he would be disappointed. This possible outcome is probably what he/I was worried about. I worry that I'll get trapped beyond a series of wrong decisions. Hopefully, you're not. I'm glad the very next line says this. I hope you don't read this and think, God, what an overly dramatic, pretentious twat I was. I mean, it goes without saying. Definitely a bit of an overly dramatic princess twat. I hope you're in a good and fine relationship. I hope she's the sort of person you can show this letter to, and I hope she's laughing at this paragraph. I don't really remember what stage I was at when I was 22, but I'm certain that I was not out to the world and perhaps not even myself. I believe the pronoun there was a little bit misleading to not necessarily myself, but potentially to any outside observers. But I really think I might have been expecting to still have a girlfriend, even though I knew deep down that I desperately wanted a boyfriend. I like to think that maybe I was telegraphing to the universe, hey, give me a boyfriend. Now a husband. I like to think that I did pass Neil proud there. But this is probably the, let's see, niggling doubts that I mentioned earlier in the letter. So anyway, for the rest of this paragraph, let's just substitute he for she, pronoun-wise. I hope she's the sort of person you can show this letter to, and I hope she's laughing at this paragraph. If not, flee, run, get out. Take that, future girl. I hope I didn't just get you in too much trouble, Neil. Le snocre. I hope you still have funny little words like that. My God, le snocre? What? That was me, I think, trying to snicker in French. Oh, I even have the accent on the E. I don't even think there should be an accent on that E. I hope you're still using Firefox. Chrome. Please continue to live a good, happy, honest-ish, rational, truth-seeking, hopefully rageless life. Cobber ut. Past Neil. Okay, we made it. Oh, no, wait, there's more. P.S. I hope this email hasn't been a depressingly bitter reminder of everything that has gone bad and wrong and terrible since its sending. Well, that wasn't too on the nose. I'm glad that I didn't make any too gloomy predictions. Oh, wait, there's more. P.P.P.S. Be nice to Dad. Give Toby a stroke from me. I'm not going to say the very sad things I'm thinking right now. So, Toby was my cat. Toby has since died. That's very sad. My dad was my dad, and he has also since died, a few years after sending this letter, actually. It was pretty unexpected when he did die. It was a really difficult time for me and my family. As you kind of get the sense from earlier in the letter, I was going through some stuff with my sexuality and other things. So it's just I'm really glad to be reading this letter today, um, because it's a really good opportunity to sort of pause and reflect, think on where I was, where I am, what my dad knew, what he didn't know, what he didn't get a chance to know about me and my life. And yeah, I don't think when I sent this back when I was 22, I really thought about how it would land when it arrived. I think I just thought I was doing another fun internet meme. I don't know if future me still exists, but if it does, I think I might take some time, maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but someday soon to write another letter to my next future self. Because this one ultimately had an impact, one that was way stronger than little old me would ever have thought. So I'd love to give Toby a hug right now. I'd love to give my dad a hug right now. But Toby too. So I'm gonna go and find my two girl cats, uh, and give them a big hug instead.